Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. In the previous sessions, we have seen that food was an offering to the divine. And as we slowly progressed, we have seen that the yogis and sages, they have offered the breath as an offering. Here, what does food mean? Does food mean, is it food for the body? Or since we are at a slightly higher level, is it food for the soul? We should understand that jnanam, the wisdom, or the learnings are the food for the soul. And now we offer this jnana to the divine. See, this Kathopanishad is slowly taking us from where we are to a slightly higher level and then to the ultimate reality. So let me just share the screen, please. One second. There's a sloka where we say, Annapurne Sadapurne, Shankara Pranavallabhe, Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham, Bhikshandehi cha Parvati. Usually in most of the learnings, in most of the scriptures, it's a dialogue between Shiva and Parvati. Either Parvati asks a question and Shiva replies. The knowledge is passed to us in the form of a dialogue. Right? See here, the seeker in us is asking for jnanam and vairagyam. Vairagya is detachment. Jnana is knowledge. The right knowledge will give us the required detachment. And Guru Garu says it's the same divine. There's nothing wrong in asking for anything materialistic. You can ask for materials as well. You fulfill all your desires, finish it off. Finish it off now, he says. Don't keep it pending. Finish it off. So it's the same divine who gives us the basic materialistic things and also the ultimate jnana required for the detachment. The same thing. So the seeker in us must know, must understand what to ask for, or there must be this clarity in us to seek the ultimate. Right? I see signboards everywhere, in each of these slokas. They're pointing us to the Brahmarandra. You seek the ultimate. So this is a signboard, right? In this sloka, we can see that they're asking us to seek jnana and vairagya, which we know that by now, it is this point of Brahmarandra, which is a point of ultimate divine consciousness, right? So these are all the pointers we have to take home. And this is a slokam where it says, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let there be peace in all the three worlds. Purnam. See, in the previous sloka, Annapurne, Sadapurne, they're referring to this Purnam. Purna is another catchword here. Purna is completeness. Okay, Sadapurne, always you are complete. So we are conversing with the completeness. That is the takeaway here. So Annapurna is referred to as the Sadapurne, always complete. So we are asking that which is complete. What are we seeking here? Jnanam and Vairagya here. So only then we can reach the ultimate stage. See here. This is a beautiful, beautiful sloka. Purnam Adah, Purnam Idam. You are complete. That is complete. This is complete. Purnat Purnamudachyate. So Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. We are drawing from that completeness. And how much ever you may draw from that infinity, Purnameva Avasishyate. Only completeness remains. See, the infinity is such that, the completeness is such that, you draw how much ever you want. That which is drawn is complete. It means that I am complete, you are complete, the whole cosmos is complete, and we are one. All of us are one. There is no distinction or differentiation between that and this. Okay, now we come at a point where the Atma and Paramatma are the same. See, this is another signboard which tells us that everything is the same. So when this understanding strikes us, Shanti, 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 everywhere there is peace. So when you and me are different, then there is some disturbance inside. When everything is the same, there is absolute peace within. So the meaning of this ancient mantra is that the whole creation constitutes of, it's one unit. Every particle, living, non-living, it is a manifestation of that same whole unit. There is no place where the whole is not present. Everywhere it is there. Atma is all pervading. It is there everywhere. Everywhere. So the Jivatma, the Atma inside us, is again the Paramatma. That understanding is Advaita. There is no two. Right? The whole reproduces itself in its own image. So whatever is there inside is the same. So the Paramatma is just manifesting as you and me. That's all. That is to be underlined. So here, there will be two very conspicuous stages in us, being and becoming. So the state of being is how the person is at this moment. So the whole purpose of this meditative process is to become something. So what does this becoming mean? Becoming, it demonstrates a transformative movement, a desire towards a desired change. What is that desired change? That desired change is, here initially it will be understanding the universal consciousness, and later on becoming that. You are one with that. So this will be clearly understood when we discuss the avasthas. We know the three avasthas, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. There are many more avasthas, like one usually and two more. Like, the yogis were delving deeper and deeper, and then they could experience the deepest states as well. So that we will clearly understand when we further discuss about the avasthas in detail. So we are seeking. Who is the seeker here? So in the Kathopanishad, it is Nachiketa. Nachiketa is nobody, none else than the seeker in us. The seeker in us is Nachiketa himself. So this transformative movement will focus on becoming something, becoming the universal consciousness. So a shift from the I-ness, I-centered, self-centeredness, or identification with various layers, to the shift is towards the universal consciousness. That is why do you know this when somebody says, I don't know, even he must be knowing. There is an involuntary look or gaze towards the skies, That indicates again an urdhvagati or upward travel towards the universal consciousness. So in this Kathopanishad, Lord Yama tries to convince this little boy. He offers him many things, He tells that because he was so concerned with this little boy because this little boy is a Brahmin and he was staying, he has starved for 3 nights there and he was sitting there at his gateway and he was left unattended to. He was not attended. So which is a Mahadosha as per him. As per Lord Yama, it is a Mahadosha. So he was trying to tell this little boy, please go back home. Please go back home. He says, I will give you all the wealth, he says. He says, what will I do with that wealth? Oh, my Lord, he says. Then he says, I'll give you longevity, long life. And he says, the little boy says, even the longest life is very short. So what will I do with that short life? He says, no, I'll give you ashvas, gajas, everything, elephants, horses. He says, no, I'll give you so many beautiful women who will be serving you. He says, no. Then, the Lord is just amazed with the understanding of this little boy. The little boy says that with matter is very limited, oh my Lord. Matter is very limited. So with this limited matter, there is void everywhere. Mahashunya, there is void everywhere. So when compared to matter and void, there is vastness, there is emptiness. So with matter or with material, there is no chance that I can learn. See? And even the subatomic particle here, see, it is full of void. There is emptiness here, even in an atom. In an atom, this is an atom. Inside the atom, there is a nucleus, a few electrons. And most of the core is empty. So is the cosmos, so is the universe. There is this huge void there. And Annamaya, in one of his compositions, he says, Anurenu Paripurnamaina Rupamu, he says. Anurenu is a subatomic particle. Paripurnam. He says, even my understanding is that even the subatomic particle is complete, he says. That is the understanding with which even these saint composers have done. It's not a mere lyric or something. You stand up, I sit down, nothing like that. See, Anurenu Paripurnamaina Rupamu. Even the subatomic particle is complete, he says. See, with that understanding, he was defining and describing the divine. So basically, the takeaway here is void, emptiness. So, Nachiketa, he says that, I am not satisfied with this matter and material things because most of it is void. See, even they say the boots void at the great void is a huge void. Externally, these people have been researching externally and saying that there is emptiness everywhere for so many light years. So back to Nachiketa. So then he says, I am not satisfied. So he says, you have to tell me the secret of what happens when this body is, when the Atma leaves the body. So he was very adamant. He was very, in the sense, I should not use the word adamant. He was particular that the Lord of Death himself gives away the secrets. And that is the origin from which all the learning over the previous days went on. It's from the mouth of from the horse's mouth, from the Lord Yama himself. So then, now we come to the avasthas, or the 3 states of consciousness. 3 states we have seen earlier. And now we will be also touching upon the 4th state. In some say philosophies, there is also a 5th state. So here the Mandukya Upanishad talks about these various states of consciousness. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Avastatrayatitaha. When I was referring to that from the Ganapati Adharva Sirsha, I was trying to explain the various states, the first three states, the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state. So here, and when we talk about evolving or reaching a further state, that is a Turiya Avastha. Turiya Avastha, transcendental. That's a transcendental state. Right? So now the states of consciousness have become four for us. So initially we can relate to the wakeful state because most of us experience that. Dream state we do experience. Deep sleep also we would have experienced. And this is a next state we are all talking about and we are all aspiring for. Jagrat, the first state of consciousness, is a wakeful state where we are aware of in the daily world. It is described as outward knowing, bahish prajna or bahya prajna. Outwardly, we will be knowing everything, what is happening around. Gross, that is seen, that would be perceived externally. Universal, that which is outside. This could be related to the gross body. So we also know the three bodies: physical body, subtle body, and the causal body. So now here we are also relating the state, a wakeful state, to the body as well, to the gross body. Now there is a relation between the body and the avastha, or the state we are in, right? So a gross body, when we refer to the gross body, it means that we are in a wakeful state. Sorry. The second state is that of the dreaming mind. When we have seen the OMkaram, the lower portion, when it is like a tree, the Om, the bottommost portion can be referred to the gross body, and the middle part is a Swapna Avastha, the dream state. Here, it is described as an inward knowing, Antah Prajna. We know something inside. This refers to the subtle body. So now we clearly can relate to the body and the state of the mind, right? Sushupti, the third state, is the state of deep sleep. In this state, the underlying ground of consciousness is undistracted. There is that underlying consciousness that is stable. The Lord of all, the inner controller, the source of all, the origin and dissolution of created things. So this relates to the causal body. In the Sushupti Avastha, there is a contact with the divine, with the controller, that energy which is controlling everything. We have a contact with that. And that is where we understand why we are here. In that state of mind, in a Sushupti, we have an understanding of the purpose of life, generally to describe. So that is the causal body. When the causal body is active, it could be understood this way. When the causal body is active, we are in a state of Sushupti. Right? Again here. When the gross body is active, we are in a wakeful state. When the subtle body is active, we are in a dreaming state. And when the causal body is activated, we are in a state of Sushupti, or deep sleep. Here is where we are touching upon the next state. Where does all this meditative process take us to? It takes us to a next state called the Turiya Avastha, or the understanding of the true self. It's beyond understanding. It is experiencing the true self. Avyakta swabhava, they said. Avyakta. Vyakta is expression. Avyakta is there is no expression. Avyakta swabhava. There is no expression or manifestation. It's not there. So it's the higher or pure consciousness. And now here, what is liberation here? Liberation means the freedom from our identification of all the various basic things. See, when the light is thrown on the basal chakras, there is a certain understanding of the basal worlds or the lower worlds. When the light is thrown in the Anahata region, there is a better understanding. You are on a better stage. When the light is thrown at the Agnya chakra, you become wise. When the light is thrown at a slightly higher level, then you understand, you experience what is pure consciousness. The cause, the underlying cause, this Turiya Avastha, it underlines or it forms the foundation for all the other three states which we were talking about, which we usually, a normal person can experience. All the three normal states of a common man is underlined by this Turiya consciousness, or that highest or the pure consciousness. It is there. It's only that we have to tap it. It's there. We have to remove all that top layers and delve inside. We have to delve deep or dive deep to reach this state of consciousness. So it cannot be described, inexplicable. It cannot be described. It cannot be explained. A state of ultimate bliss. So why are we talking so much? When we reach a particular stage, we have to know. There's nothing like we have to know, but we are tuned in such a way that it's better we know. To a certain point, all this becomes necessary. It becomes necessary to know. Beyond a particular point, it becomes, you're just that. You're just like that. It is not necessary to know or understand. Since we are in the lower regions, it becomes necessary for us to know what is happening and what is going to happen. So this state is called the Turiya Avastha. So Turiya is a state of supreme awareness. In fact, this state is realized. This state is realized only when one experiences oneself separate from the other three. When we are beyond all these three, the state of supreme awareness happens. So Turiya state is that in which the individual soul rests in his own Satchit Ananda Swarupa, or the highest Brahmic consciousness during Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Kalpamu is something which is manifesting. Nirvikalpamu, there is nothing there. The ultimate consciousness, where one is in his own bliss. Since we are not separate from that, this is not separate from that. So we are selfish in calling our own Satchidananda. See, this very usage of our own Satchidananda still shows there is some ignorance. So Satchidananda is not my own or your own. It is that which is existing, that which is the ultimate. So it means that there is no distinction between our Satchidananda and the Satchidananda state of the universal consciousness when both these merge in each other, when both these unite. Turiya is about the form of consciousness. There is you might ask me, what is the difference between Turiya and Samadhi? So when we talk Turiya, we are talking about the state of consciousness, the stage we are in. And Samadhi is getting absorbed into that. A slight difference. Turiya is about the state of consciousness and form of consciousness. Samadhi is getting into it, getting absorbed into it. So getting absorbed into the Supreme Self is the ultimate reality, is what Mandukya Upanishad says. So how do we measure that? We are used to measuring things. We are used to labeling things, giving attributes. So how do you define infinity? So I've heard somebody say, there is plus infinity and minus infinity as well. It is very difficult to imagine infinity. And where is this plus infinity and minus infinity? Again, it's our leftover imagination. Turiya is Mahamauna. Turiya is Mahamauna. Mauna we know. Mauna is silence. Mahamauna is extreme, infinite silence again. The great cosmic silence. But it has to be experienced. It cannot be defined. So this can be experienced in the Turiya Avastha. So I'm giving all this explanation because I think one of us, I think Sharmila, she was referring to one of the experiences of her friend, wherein she could touch the dolphins, she could touch the sea. See, there comes the difference between being and becoming will help us. When she has if she has become the dolphin, if she is the dolphin herself, if she is the sea herself, then she is absorbed into that reality. That is Turiya Avastha. That is the ultimate state. If there is still the difference of I am seeing the dolphin, I am touching the sea, then there is still a step ahead or still further to go, you know. So this is for us to understand where we are. Is it that? Is it Turiya Avastha? Again, when the physical consciousness strikes in, it is then we rewind and we understand all that. When there is no body consciousness, you are just that. There is no analysis anymore. There is no chance of analysis. You just get absorbed into that. There is no observer. The observer is gone. The observer is lost in that. He is absorbed into that. Then there is a difference between the observer and the observed. Still, it is not that Turiya Avastha. Still, the person is not in Samadhi. Once in Samadhi, all this discussion, all this analysis, understanding is gone. Nothing is there. You're just that. And suddenly, a point might strike like, where am I? Then we come back and all this analysis happens. So it is self-existent and the substrata of the physical states of human experience. All these are parts of our experience, and we were talking about the ultimate experience. I think I'll stop here. Does anybody want to talk? Please raise your hand so that you could be unmuted.
Can you explain when you say Turiya, right? Is it a full awareness state? How do you compare the state of Turiya with the kind of cosmic awareness?
In Kashmiri Saivism, there is another state called Turiyatita. Turiyatita, it's even beyond that. That is cosmic awareness. Turiyatita, a state beyond this Turiya is Turiya Atita, beyond. That could be compared to the cosmic awareness. And Turiya, you were asking me if there is any awareness. There is No awareness of the self. There is no awareness of the self in Turiya. Turiyatita is even deeper, which could be equated to that of the cosmic awareness. Am I
But
clear with it?
Yeah, but in Turiya, there is a self, right?
There is a self which is absorbed.
Or
Which is
in
absorbed.
cosmic alertness, there is no self. Everything is the self.
Yeah. It's deeper. It's much deeper. The
Yeah, but there is
absorption, the level of
this-
absorption is deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, if I can connect to the, or cosmic existence with the Turyatita, right? So there is a non-central existence. So
Yes.
decentralized existence, in other words, right?
Yeah.
That is
Exactly.
a Turyatita.
Yes. You are right. You got it right. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, that means whatever we focus, we become that.
That's it. Yad bhavam tad bhavati.
Right.
Yad bhavam. Whatever
that state is beyond Turiya, right?
Yes. Turiyatita is beyond Turiya.
Yeah. And that is when we look at, say, for example, I look at you and I become you.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? I look at Vithala and I become Vithala. And I look at sun, I become the sun. Right?
Yes.
So Turiya Atita.
Yes.
Okay.
So in Turiyatita, there is all this logic and understanding. Everything is gone. You just remain in a blissful state. Just you are there. There is no need for anything else.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there is no lack of anything, right?
Yeah. There is no analysis, maybe. There is no analysis. Because
is no
since I have not touched upon that state, I cannot explain to you.
I can relate to it, and I can tell
you. We can only
that,
relate to it, yes.
Yeah. So I can tell you something that I kind of feel how that is, because I think somewhere in my life I touched it. The thing is, when you are becoming the other object, and when you are not that object that you were one moment before, so there is no comparison happening, because objective-wise differences get resolved or dissolved.
Yes.
Right? So there is no comparative good or bad or different.
Literally nothing.
Right.
Literally nothing. We become one with it. When you're one with it, where is the question of two? Nothing else.
So united self.
Yeah. Again, only for our understanding, we say that there is Paramatma, there is Jivatma. We say Atma. There are various definitions, but all this is one. All this is one, which is manifesting as you and me. There is no second thing. No second thing. When we touch upon that point, all these things dissolve. There is nothing else. Nothing else to think of.
So at that point of time, right, the moment is vibration, right? So the vibration only remains is the a moment of time, or moment of breathe, or moment of heart, or moment of the waves that you feel around you. So it's kind of becoming feeling the cosmic vibration within, and becoming the cosmic entity, and basically relating anything in the cosmos as yourself.
Yes.
So it's kind of infinite feeling within you.
Yeah. The thing is to trigger that, initially we can imagine, and eventually it manifests.
I think there is a deep sense of surrender in the sense of ego needs to happen, because if you hold on to your own gravity or own material self or identity, you cannot dissolve because you're holding on it.
Yeah, that is why we have to cross the Ajna Chakra, they say. Na? Ajna has two petals. It is Ahamkaram and Mamakaram, they say. Ahamkaram is ego. Mamakaram is attachment. When that conscious attachment to various things and ego, the self-consciousness, when we are able to cross that, it's only then that we can touch upon this universal consciousness.
So yeah, it's like, I feel like sometimes when I relate to it, I feel myself to be a droplet of the rain, just dropping off the sky and waiting for the ground to come, right? And when you
Yeah.
that's when you really become something, from something to nothing, and nothing is that everything.
Yeah. Yes. We are transcending, right?
Yeah.
This transcendence happens in different ways to different people. No two persons have the same experience. So
Right.
it is like more individualized. Yeah. So depends again on the vibrational frequency of the individual. Everything is vibe. The frequency rises.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. But there is a nectar of love, right? That is the feeling of unified, loving sensation that exists, which actually I could sense it in the infant, which is just born with the smile on this face. That is now in each of us, and that is the sweetness of the love that you can feel everywhere.
Yeah. Yes. Very well said, sir. Like, this love again is an emotion, right? Like this sense of love and that swelling, expansion happens when one is crossing the Anahata Chakra. And it's very difficult for one to cross the Visuddhi, they say, because there's a lot we hold back. It depends. It depends on the individual again, the state of evolution of the person again. And these emotions happen during in the Anahata Chakra, when the energy is in the Anahata Chakra.
Yeah. And I feel that Vishuddhi is the poison that we hold. And when you cross that poison of Shiva, right?
Yeah.
We get to the limit of it.
Wonderful, sir. You are evolving in a very rapid pace. Very good. Wonderful.
I mean, I related to it, right? When I see Shiva Tattva as self, right? I mean, when you connect to it, like what is that composition means? It is a composition of the life situation. That what life control, how we are controlling the life. What exactly means by that poison? And
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't get you exactly. Could you please repeat?
When we see Shiva, right, Shankar.
Yeah.
That Murti is basically a composition of situations and a handling of the situations that we go through.
Yes.
All kind of situations are there with the Shiva and Parvati.
Exactly.
So when you see that poison in the Nilakantha, it's a Vishuddhi, right? Yes. So when you cross that Vishuddhi, that's where the most painful spiritual experiences you are going to have.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? And that's when you transcend that. That's when you get into the intelligence and all those you
are there. You got it right. And that's why they say let go, no? Let go anything. We're holding it. Just let it go. That helps us evolve. Very nice listening to you, sir. Very nice listening to you.
Right.
Thank you. Namrata?
Um, yeah, it is such a beautiful state where, uh, uh, but it's momentary. It doesn't stay all the time. Once you experience it, I think it's like you've embarked on a beautiful journey. But I feel like, like when it's your breath, right? Sometimes you are the very oxygen that you're breathing in. You become that breath. The breath is you. I am the wind. I am the sky. I am that. I feel that sometimes when I'm in that deep state of meditation, when it happened to me in Gudakesha, and I was just still for about 6-7 hours, and I didn't even know what was happening. And it was just a state of, I'm like, there's no logic to it. You can't analyze it. You can't put words to it. It's just a state of like oneness, what you said. But it's inexplainable. Even that oneness word seems very minuscule to
Small.
the
Yeah.
experience of to what you actually encounter. Like, just feel like it's so that purity, and that you are pure. You're all that exists.
And when there is the need to come back into this body, something related to this body strikes you, we are back, we are out of that.
Yes,
So that is
that's
why
what I was saying.
we have to detach with all these layers is the very suggestion they gave us. The basic
Yeah,
things that we have to do is disconnect ourselves from all these
yeah,
various attachments.
yeah. And then, like you were talking about the wakeful sleep, this dream state, the wakeful, those three levels
States
of
of awareness.
states of awareness. Um, uh, like when we do this 1 hour meditation or 2 hours meditation, it's um, it's
Namrata, actually, we gradually, as we evolve, we should not quantify the meditation, It is not
correct.
doing meditation. It is
Yeah, you
being
are
in a
in that
meditative
state.
state.
Yeah,
And so, I think I've mentioned it earlier. This meditative state, or
yeah,
this connect with the ultimate, should be like a tiladhara, they say, Guru Garu said. Like just as you pour oil, like a
okay,
stream, like a continuous flow it is. The
right,
meditative state must be like that, is what Guru Garu told us.
right.
So it is not
So that
quantifying
even
it. It is not the number of hours you are sitting through. No,
no, and
equally,
only
you need
even
not sit even. You need not sit for meditation. You can as well be in a state throughout.
yes, even in your nature, your eyes are open. You're there. You are in that consciousness. It doesn't
So
have to be with
if
eyes
you see
closed.
the Shiva's image or Buddha's image, you see,
Right.
Ardhanimilita, half closed and half open there will be. They're not
Yes.
totally, linked to the world, or
Yeah.
there is a partial rootedness inside and partially towards the world, Ardhanimilita. So there should be a balance between our outward connect and the internal connect.
Okay. Okay.
So this is an inner balance we have to strike at some point.
Right. Right. Beautiful. Please do share the slides, and
Yeah, I will do it in the evening today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So
Just
much
be
knowledge and
mindful.
so much information. It's like a lot to absorb.
God's grace, divine's grace is with all of us.
Yes. Maybe keep absorbing.
It's like, until 2-3 hours before this session, I really don't know what to discuss here. I close my eyes and I ask Guru Garu, he says, he just a flash of some image happens inside me. And I pick up a parallel image, similar image, and I put it in the PPT. Then what Guru Garu, he says, he shows me something else. Then I put that here. It's going on this way for all these past 33 days or 34 days, Really, the link is also being given by Guru Garu, so that, I really am amazed at the way things are flowing now.
Yeah.
No, he gives
And
me
I
that.
today was thinking of the same thing, that your slides are so beautiful. I've been taking screenshots because I go back. I have the vision issue. So then I go back and I look and I'm like, yeah. This is what she's talking about. This is
You
so
know what
I'm
I do? I have a scribbling pad beside me. See,
right.
it's like this. Okay.
Yeah.
And as and when something flashes in my mind, I'm writing it down.
Wow.
And
And you're teaching us.
and I'm putting it in the PPT. It's happening like that. No, otherwise, you know, such deep concepts, you and me cannot do that. It's really impossible for us to attempt even doing all this. The
Yeah.
grace is flowing. Undoubtedly, the grace is flowing.
And Parmeshwaram sir, thank you so much. I've been doing the mudras every day. The different mudras you have been teaching us, those have also been helping a lot. I find a change. So thank you.
Jashbir ma'am was asking, can we join the brain waves with this understanding? Yes, they can be related to this. Yes. Yes, ma'am. So now over to Parameshwaran sir. Thank you.
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. My favorite prayer before yoga and meditative sessions. We always chant. To put it in one sentence, like the raindrops or the river or whatever. Akashat patidam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam pratigacchati. From where it comes, every drop ultimately goes to keshavam pratigacchati here, like water going to ocean, so it becomes ocean. Like that our journey. So once we have that understanding, we are not different. Atma and Paramatma becoming one. So we become that. So with that understanding, when we proceed, it will be wonderful. It is for our own conviction that we are not just the limited body. So this is the starting point. So becoming being, yes, human being, that's why we call. First we have to become human, turned from animalistic nature, then human or man, then man should become divine man, then become that ultimately. Yes, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is that only. With that conviction, yes, be wonderful, wonderful. Same way, another prayer we can always do is, when we are in this world, Dehi Devi Param Jnanam, Dehi Devi Param Sukham, Dhanam Dehi, Yasho Dehi, Kama Moksham Cha Dehi Me. Can ask for everything, but from what state we are seeking is the question. We are all in different levels, but there is nothing wrong. So not leaving, allowed to happen. Yes, wonderful. So all our ancient wisdom, all the prayers when we do, it is not mechanically done. It's all with a purpose and take us to that. Yes, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. So let us quickly, it's already time, do alternative nostril breathing, Sukha Pranayama. At least 3 times we'll do it, so that we are not delayed, and we'll go for dhyana, Omkara. Let's get ready for meditation, following the instructions. Let's go in.
With the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card, earn unlimited 2% cash back on purchases you want,
Ow.
like dance lessons,
Ow, ow, ow.
and on what you need, like memory foam inserts. Ah, that's real life ready. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
Thank you all masters for being in this meditation. Thank you everyone. Have a blissful day and see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Rajalakshmi ma'am and permission, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night, good day.
Thank you, permission, sir.